welcome to Webinar Wednesday here at Lulu. Also a fun fact, I think today is a super moon. It's a super blue moon or a blue super moon or something like that. So may the cosmos be in our favor today. I hope that everyone can get a chance to go outside tonight and see it. And let's see, Kevin, hello to Kevin from Cheerio to Kevin from the UK. Thank you for kicking off our chat today. Appreciate that. Hi, Gil, Pam, Shannon, Randall, Asher, Andy, Shannon, Vic, Joseph. Hello, everyone. I always brag about how you guys are so chatty and you never let me down. So thank you for doing that. Thanks for telling us where you are from. Shannon, I hear, Shannon is saying that Pam might be in the path of the storm. Yes. Anyone who is in the path of this storm or has friends or family in Hawaii right now, our thoughts go out to you and stay safe, everybody. But today we're here to talk about YouTube, not weather. So we're going to hop into that. I will get some housekeeping stuff out of the way first. So tell me in the chat, are you using YouTube to grow your author business? Have you made any videos? Are you just there to get information out how to do authorship better? And if you are, then check out our channel, Lulu University. Check out Dale's channel, and we'll give you some tips on how to use Lulu, or how to use Lulu, but also how to use YouTube if you haven't started already. All right, so some housekeeping things before we jump in. As you can see, I am joined today by our co-host, Dale, my friend and soon to be yours. If you're not familiar with Dale, he's an incredible person and doing amazing work on YouTube, which is why we invited him to chat with us today. So everyone tuning in, this session will be recorded. I believe it should be streaming to our YouTube channel, actually. So stay tuned. We'll see if that's happening. But if not, then we will also be posting this to our YouTube channel probably at the end of the day today. So definitely check that out. Subscribe if you are not already. So if you have questions, Dale has been kind enough to offer to answer questions at the end. So several of you have found the chat, so I appreciate that. You can also see that there's a Q&A tab as well. Drop your questions in the Q&A tab, and we will grab those at the end of the presentation. All right, so as I said, Dale is here with us, and today the name of the game is YouTube Domination for authors. So we're going to learn how to boost book sales and build your author brand with the power of YouTube. And I'll tell you a little bit about Dale before we get started. So Dale L. Roberts is a passionate self-publishing advocate, renowned fitness author, and highly creative video content creator. With an unbridled passion for life, Dale has made it his mission to promote self-publishing, both in print and online. He's been recognized as a multi-time international best-selling and award-winning author for his 50-plus publications. Dale's expertise in self-publishing led him to create his 2 YouTube channels, Dale L. Roberts and Self-Publishing with Dale podcast, which has been considered among the top video resources for indie authors. And I will say Dale was one of the first fans and friends of our YouTube channel. I can't thank him enough for that. And I'm so excited and appreciative that he took the time to be with us today. So I will turn it over to you, Dale. Thank you so much and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Chelsea. I've come to so many of these webinars before, but usually on the other side of things. So I'm just super pumped to kind of get through things. Folks, this will be a first for me. I am not used to doing webinars. So I actually have some stuff presented. And it's funny, she already kind of talked about who exactly I am, but I'm going to go ahead and be a little bit redundant because why not? I am Dale L. Roberts, a nonfiction author and video creator. You might know me from my YouTube channels, Dale L. Roberts and the Self-Publishing with Dale podcast. I really shouldn't be here. Yes, you heard that right. I should not be here. YouTube wasn't in my original plans. It contradicts everything I had set out to do in the world of self-publishing. My original plan was to write and publish 24/7 with brief interruptions in between. Now, I love writing and publishing. It is all I ever wanted to do. YouTube was like a slight deviation of my plans. It took me on a different journey than I originally ever planned. Despite being a relative nobody in the health and fitness niche, I broke into the top of the charts as a self-published author in early 2016. Now, even when I sold the first copy of my debut book, I bragged about it to everyone. So you can imagine how I couldn't even shut up about becoming a best-selling author. My success led to interview opportunities with 2 established YouTube channels who were keen to learn about the secrets of my success. Now, I felt validated and even more encouraged getting the chance to share my experience as an author. Now, during that time, I only felt equipped to share like workout advice, so I hardly felt qualified to tell people how to write and publish a best-selling book. Now, the YouTube channel hosts didn't even care what I was making, nor about flexing any paychecks. They thought my story was good enough just to share my insights to their viewers. Now, after each interview, I received a steady flow of emails and DMs with a variety of questions about self-publishing books. So around April of 2016, I hit this breaking point. I love being of service to people, but not to the detriment of my own business. I was answering countless questions with quite a few repeats. And that's when I had my light bulb moment. Why not put together a YouTube channel dedicated to answering questions about self-publishing? So enter self-publishing with Dale L. Roberts. Now, within a year, I came to love producing videos and helping authors so much that I went all in. Now, while I continued writing and publishing books, I focused the other half of my time on building and growing this niche channel. And, with every success story I heard from a viewer, it fueled me to create even more videos at an even better quality. So by mid 2016 or 2017, I had surpassed my first big milestone of 1,000 subscribers. And this accomplishment blew me away from what I could do. I became just obsessed. It wasn't so much about the subscribers, though. I'm not going to lie, they are a nice metric. It was more so about the knock-on effects and additional streams of revenue that opened my eyes to a whole new world. The YouTube Partner Program lets you make money by showing ads on your videos and splitting the earnings with them. Now, they have since grown this program to include about a half dozen other ways to monetize your YouTube channel. Now, I'll cover that, of course. The income possibilities are limitless, but I'm going to be practical in what I share with the author. That's important. You guys got to understand, I'm still in your shoes. You may not be worried about having thousands of subscribers or getting additional streams of revenue. Most every author agrees on this. You want more readers. YouTube is just the vehicle to get you in front of more potential readers and build a direct relationship with them. Now, I won't tell you to start a channel about self-publishing if you're writing epic fantasy novels. You don't have to do anything that will make you feel awkward or ill-fitted. Consider YouTube like a marketing tool to get your name established online, making it easier for you to get your books into more readers' hands. Now, authors who use YouTube have a greater advantage than those who don't. As of 2023, YouTube has over 2.7 billion active users. We can all agree that there is a demand for all tastes and interests at that level. Let's figure out the best way for you to approach YouTube so you don't have to have more busy work and less time doing what you love. Well, writing, of course. So let's talk about the power of YouTube for authors and understanding the YouTube landscape. Easy for me to say, right? YouTube is currently one of the most popular sites in the world, just behind Google and Facebook. According to online resources, more men than women compose the user base on YouTube. Their global ad revenue was around $28 billion in 2021 with a B, with India being YouTube's largest advertising audience. Now, the growth seems like a foregone conclusion, but let me quantify that for you. YouTube had 800 million users in 2012. Compare that to now. That's a growth exceeding 300%. Despite every competitor's best efforts, YouTube continues to dominate online video. Of course, there is the unfair advantage YouTube holds over other platforms through its sister company, Google. Now, I think everybody knows Google has the largest market share of any search engine with over 84% of the desktop market and an astounding 95% of the mobile market. Easy for me to say, right? Microsoft Bing, the second most used search engine, isn't even a close second. Everyone can agree how Google is ubiquitous in all aspects of the internet. YouTube can leverage its internal search engine as well as through the Google search traffic. A substantial percentage of my outside search traffic comes from Google. Benefits of using YouTube. Let's discuss those next here. Knowing the data isn't as important as knowing your audience. One thing that holds true in the world of self-publishing books and videos, if you cater to everyone, you cater to no one. Now, in my 5-time award-winning book about keywords, I shared an unfortunate story of my mistake in this area. A friend with marketing experience gladly accepted a promo copy of my first book and immediately thumbed through it. He asked about who my book was for, and I felt confident about my book being for everyone. Yet, he poked holes in that theory in the nicest way possible. How could a health and fitness book have the same advice for children as it would for an older adult? Not that the exercise recommendations work for everyone despite their limitations or restrictions. See where I'm going? My first book suddenly felt like complete and total rubbish. Now, over the 2 years after that, I refined my approach. Once I defined my audience, I had to be precise about who my readers were so I could speak directly to them. You should have the same relationship with your reader, but it doesn't have to stop there. The goal isn't just to write for the appropriate audience, but to forge a deeper connection with them. Now, I'm not insinuating you have to take them out to dinner or a movie. It's much easier than that. People gravitate towards those they have a connection with and trust. While your book definitely builds a connection too, do they really get to know you? I mean, really know you. Can you have a successful career without those three elements? Sure, absolutely. Couldn't you see better results if you were more accessible to your readers? I'd argue yes. Now, one of the best ways to establish trust is through the proverbial windows to your soul, your eyes. Now, while you can't be available in every person for every viewer, you can get the next best thing in videos and live stream events. And at 2.7 billion active users, you have found the best vehicle for getting your eyeballs in front of millions of sets of eyeballs. Now, I kicked myself for years over a big mistake I made early on. Did you notice I said I was a fitness author hosting a channel about self-publishing? Yeah, building my YouTube channels helped sell some fitness books, but a fitness-focused channel would have been more effective. Now, if you're figuring out your ideal viewer, they certainly must have significant overlap with your reading audience. It makes it so much easier to connect with your audience and sell more books. Your YouTube channel will be a hub or gathering place of sorts. When you want to connect with your current readers, you send them to your videos. Conversely, when you want to connect with new readers, you publish videos that will attract them into your world. The more engagement you get, the more YouTube rewards you with more viewers and additional revenue options. Your video content should be based on what you are most comfortable doing. I recommend highlighting your personality, expertise, or even sharing insights into your writing process. A prime example of someone showcasing her writing style and insights is Jenna Moresi. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of Jenna. Give me a shout out inside the chat. Love her. As of August of 2023, Jenna has over 279,000 subscribers. Her video started in her bedroom, or at least it looked like it was her bedroom, and evolved into an elegant background with bookshelves displaying her catalog. She is raw, unfiltered, and a blast to follow. Jenna talks about the craft of writing, running live Q&As, and posts content most authors can enjoy. I'm not telling you to be exactly like Jenna Moresi. She is just an example of someone balancing author life and video creation to build her brand. Determine what works for you and adjust as you go. So let's talk about setting up your author YouTube channel, choosing the channel name and your niche. Around 2017, I joined a Facebook group devoted to YouTube content creation. Now, thousands of video creators congregated to share tips and growth strategies. I had the fortune of connecting with YouTube expert Nick Nemen, who has over 870,000 subscribers. Every Saturday, Nick runs live streams where he audits and analyzes YouTube channels. The channels that failed to grow missed some essential steps for starting a channel and maintaining growth. The most critical part of your brand growth is you. If you're going to start a channel, make it your name. You need to take the spotlight. Avoid using unmemorable phrases or inside jokes. If someone else is using your name, figure out if you want to use it or not. For small channels with little to no subscribers and no trademark, use your name. If you don't want to step on any toes, you can make it as simple as your role as an author or niche plus your name. For example, Dale L. Roberts, sci-fi horror fiction writer, or Dale L. Roberts, award-winning author. You are the hero here, so make sure you take the center stage. The naming philosophy hinges on identifying and appealing to your target audience. For example, if you write historical fiction, focus on that audience to ensure a strong readership for your book. Now, while I encourage you to express yourself how you see fit, I will highly recommend you stay laser focused on your audience and their needs, meaning you don't want to upload videos that serve little value for your viewers. Sharing personal interests like pets or hobbies can drive away viewers and draw in the wrong crowd, although I do love sharing my pets. Not going to lie. Get good on being consistent in your message and delivery, though. So let's craft an engaging channel trailer so that way we can bring people into our world. Greet new viewers on your channel with a personalized video that's only for non-subscribers, also known as a welcome video. If you're setting up a YouTube channel, prepare at least 6 to 12 videos in advance, and one of which should be the welcome video. In about a minute or less, share precisely what viewers can come to expect of you. The video doesn't have to be fancy, and just stick to the point. What your channel's about. Now, side note, when you upload the video, set it as unlisted since it is only in the right context as a channel trailer. And if you already have subscribers, they might get annoyed if you notify them only to see a video of what they already know about your channel. Now, you can fix all of these fundamental elements in the customization tab of your YouTube Studio dashboard. Very easy to find. Eventually, you can retire your welcome video. Instead, dazzle non-subscribers with your best video. Around 2018, I had a chat with YouTube expert Evan Carmichael about welcome videos. He believed they were fine for newbies. Determine your most successful video by analyzing new subscribers, videos, and watch time. Take your latest, best performing video and use it as the welcome video. If you have a video that gets you lots of new subscribers, well, use that one. You can even change those out. Unlike a welcome video, you won't have to move the video to unlisted though. Keep it up so you continue to get new subscribers, more watch time, higher views, and community engagement. Let's go ahead and discuss optimizing your channel aesthetics, getting the good look, if you will. Everyone judges a book by its cover. The way you present yourself affects whether viewers will subscribe and watch your videos or not. The profile picture and channel banner are the two fundamental elements that make up your YouTube channel. When selecting a profile picture, choose a headshot where your face is the primary focus of the image. Your profile picture and name are the first things viewers see when they come across your videos or comments on videos. For the channel banner, insert text that best summarizes what viewers can expect, and you can include an image of you and your name. The main purpose of that channel banner is to paint an accurate picture of what viewers can expect from your channel. Now, don't overthink this element because the channel banner isn't the be-all, end-all. The profile picture is more important than the channel banner. So let's go into our next section, talking about creating compelling content. So when I first started on YouTube, I simply shot a video in one take and then uploaded it. It wasn't very good. It was effective in getting new subscribers, but the results were modest. The more videos I uploaded, the more focused I became. To improve my YouTube channel, I studied successful channels and focused on those that shared my audience. I was following book launchers, Author Level Up, and a few others. Every channel clued me into what viewers liked and disliked. I even scrolled through viewer comments and feedback. Now, all these insights helped me uncover what my ideal audience could want and the overlap it had through my insights. Audience engagement is critical for growth on YouTube. Viewers can engage through views, watch time duration, likes, dislikes, shares, and comments. The single best engagement is cold, hard watch time. YouTube expert and good friend of mine, Dan Courier, once said, YouTube rewards us for being professional time wasters. Now, this hyperbolic statement accurately reflects how YouTube functions. The longer you keep viewers watching, the more YouTube shows interest in your channel. If you aren't keeping viewers hooked, you're going to have to go a long, hard road on up to success. Now, while I agree with Dan's sentiment, I must add more context. Don't simply waste people's time with filler or fluff. The longer I've been in this business, the more I realize people want you to deliver the goods as soon as possible. Otherwise, you better have a logical reason for them to continue watching. Now, provide value and your viewers will reciprocate in longer watch time, therefore goosing the YouTube algorithm in your favor. Now, remember, you are the one who is asking for someone's time, an irreplaceable commodity. Make it worth their while. So here are some content ideas for you authors out there, because I know some of you are going, I'm not really sure where to go with this. Creating content that people want to watch is abstract after all, especially if your audience isn't in the same room as you. Now, Roberto Blake suggests making and posting 100 crappy videos for noteworthy progress. He isn't suggesting that you produce subpar content and hope it works out. Instead, he's granting you permission to create videos and refine your abilities as a creator. Now, I had success churning out videos, but boy, they wasted the viewer's time. My mistakes were failing to be concise and creating such poor production value that people left. And when I was more mindful of what captured my viewers' attention, I doubled down on that topic. Now, if you're still at a loss about what you can do, here are a few suggestions that will help you get started. Of course, you can read them on the screen here. Book trailers, readings, and behind-the-scenes insights, writing tips, advice, and author interviews, sharing your writing experience and journeys. Now, when you don't know what to create next, watch your favorite YouTube channels. Identify elements you could best embody in your videos while honoring your brand's message. So let's plan out our content calendar, because obviously we need to get on a schedule. Being consistent is what scares most authors away from using YouTube to market themselves. I totally get it. You're already wearing too many hats in your author life alone. Add to it any personal or professional obligations you have, and how could you possibly commit to one more thing? You only have to commit time you can afford here, folks. They say that 80% of success is showing up, and this is 100% true on YouTube. Sure, you can take breaks when you need and dictate the schedule on your terms, but the less consistent you are, the less consistent your growth. Post once per week to once per month. You don't have to commit to a specific day and time of the week, but some viewers will look forward to a consistent release day. Now, different channels have different strategies for posting videos. Some stick to a weekly schedule, like me, while others prioritize their audience's needs. Under the Analytics tab in your YouTube Studio dashboard, you will find the Audience tab. Now, scroll down the page, and if you've had a significant enough viewership, YouTube provides you with the best days and times. Experiment with those times, and remember, you aren't married to a time slot unless you want. Now, the biggest part about staying consistent isn't just in the time it's posted, but also in what you deliver. As mentioned before, stick to what your viewers come to know and expect from you. Yet don't let that stop you from experimenting a little to see if you can draw in new viewers. Never be afraid of promoting the fact you're an author also. In fact, in every video, make it your mission to say your name and what you're all about. Point out the fact you have books that people can buy from you that they will enjoy. You shouldn't make it your only point, but when you seamlessly integrate book promotion into your video content, it's in good taste. Most people watch YouTube for free, so I don't think they're going to mind you mentioning your book a time or two. All right, let's talk about the whole video production and optimization, getting that quality video content out there. Some folks have the luxury of owning expensive DSLR cameras with massive lenses that could capture a flea jumping from a mile away. A built-in webcam or a smartphone camera is sufficient for most of us. The more you work on your channel, the more you should reinvest your earnings and upgrades. That's not to say that you should just keep on spending money into it, but if you reinvest what you get back from it, definitely worthwhile. Camera and audio quality won't stop your audience from connecting with you. Now, a longtime supporter and follower of mine, Walter Wyburn, built a channel with over 100,000 subscribers within 1 year. He kept it super simple by using a low-quality camera and a decent microphone with no fancy edits or extra work. Make no mistake, though, camera and audio quality can improve audience watch time, so upgrade when you can and spend only what you can afford. First, make sure you light your set really well. Unless your brand is supposed to be ultra dark and spooky, light yourself. Start with ambient natural light. Open the curtains and windows so the sun brightens your set. I recommend having the light source in front of you or slightly to the side. Don't have bright lighting behind you. It will lower the production value and wash out your image. Place your camera at or above eye level to give yourself a more flattering shot. Angle it down a bit. Position yourself so there is a little space between the top of your head and the top of the video frame. You can center yourself or put yourself slightly off to one side, but be sure you fill that frame out with relevant branding aspects. Now, for me, I enjoy having neon LED lights, my bookshelf, and a little room to slip my chair behind me when I stand up to write. Now, my set isn't just for video content and live streaming here, folks. It's practical for what I need. If you're planning to shoot videos consistently, find the most ideal spot where you can set things up and not have to worry about takedown. If you don't have that luxury, I totally get it. For the first few years on YouTube, I had to set up and take down all my video stuff because I did it around my living room. It was a pain. Eventually, I figured out how to create a dual purpose setup where I could comfortably work and shoot videos. Let's segue on over into the popular topic of creating attention-grabbing thumbnails and titles. Now that you've figured out your set and created the content, dial in two other essential elements. Now, world-famous YouTuber Mr. Beast creates the thumbnail concept and title long before he shoots the video. You can loosely follow this workflow so when you produce your video, you know how your video should be based on audience expectations. Every viewer judges a video by its thumbnail. You must develop a thumbnail that best embodies what your video is about. Sure, you will want to make your thumbnail in a 16:9 ratio, roughly equating to an image that's 1280 pixels by 720 pixels. What you put in that space makes all of the difference. Experts say you should have only 2 to 3 elements on your thumbnail. Now, rather than squeezing as much as you can into a thumbnail, you keep the design elements to a minimum, then add context with a great title. Yet, if you're a relatively unknown video content creator, you'll want to include at least one keyword in your title that viewers can search on YouTube. Later on, I'll give you more resources to improve your video thumbnails and titles. Thumbnails and titles are still significant, but YouTube experts highlighted the first 30 seconds of a video are the most crucial. YouTube allows browsing viewers to hover over a video's thumbnail to get a preview of the video. Now on mobile, viewers can watch the entire video without clicking a thing. Now, don't stress too much about making your perfect thumbnail. If you find a video isn't performing well in the first 7 days, switch out your thumbnail or title to see if it'll generate more interest. Of course, don't create overhyped thumbnails that bait and switch the viewers. Maintain honesty in your thumbnail and titles, and everything else will work itself out. All right, my favorite part is talking about engaging with your audience. So important. Hopefully you guys are sticking with me. I'm doing a lot of bloviating, but I promise you we'll get to some good question and answer session right after. So for any significant growth on YouTube, you need to leverage all aspects of community building available to you. Building a relationship with your viewers is simple and it doesn't require much time. The first and easiest way to build a community is to respond to every single comment. Now, early on, I got into the habit of replying to every comment because they paid me enough respect to watch my video, then further go on to comment. This engagement aids in understanding your audience and establishing a loyal following. Now, a rule I follow at the start of my YouTube career was to respond to every comment and leave a question or cue to continue the conversation. I'd build entire threads under one comment that would then attract even more viewers to comment and join the conversation. I always aimed to have the last word, but it was never in a negative way. Speaking of negativity, you're going to have to take the trash out from time to time. Occasionally, viewers will leave off-color remarks or opposing views. Determine what you feel aligns best with your views and direction of your channel. Avoid picking fights or trying to defend yourself in the comments. Provide additional context not found in the video if you must. Sean Cannell of Think Media once shared, "Your vibe attracts your tribe." If negative comments are the basis of your community, you'll attract more negative viewers and feedback. I nip the problem in the bud early. If someone can't post a meaningful or decent comment, bye. I block them. Move on. I simply don't have time to play mental gymnastics with trolls or negativity. You'll find the vast majority of comments are otherwise uplifting and encouraging if that's the type of video content you put out, of course. Now, another way to increase engagement is by asking thought-provoking questions for the viewers to answer in the comments. When asking for someone's thoughts or opinions, some viewers find it hard to not answer the question. Avoid asking viewers simply to comment for comment's sake. You'll often hear some YouTubers say in their videos, "Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share with someone else." No, don't do that. Pick one action and stick to it. If you give too many options, viewers may ignore your call to action and keep watching the video and do nothing at all. Also consider hosting live streams, question and answer sessions, or even giveaways where you draw the winner live on the air. While I don't think you should always offer giveaways, it is a wonderful way to give back to your community once in a while. The community tab, by the way, is an excellent option available to channels with 500 subscribers or more. Tap into the community tab on days between your video releases with viewer polls, channel updates, and even quizzes. The polls feature has proven to be the community tab feature that drives the most engagement for me. Since it has a scheduling feature, you can organize posts for months in advance. Now, I like to use my community tab for the polls by having viewers vote for the next video or select a cover design or simply to engage for the heck of it. The community tab is an excellent method to inform your subscribers about the launch of a video subtly, or even your book. Active subscribers get notifications for your videos, but YouTube bombards viewers with endless options. YouTube is a crowded platform, we can all agree, so your video can easily get lost in the noise. That reminder in your community tab will go a long way to re-engage your inactive viewers. My next favorite thing, and it's actually in practice as we're doing it right now here, is collaboration and networking. Now, quite a few authors would agree with me that writing is a fairly solo affair. However, it doesn't have to be. The same applies to YouTube video content creation. If that's the case for you, I highly recommend you step outside your comfort zone to connect with other video creators and authors in your space. YouTube creates an audience network with overlapping viewership by suggesting channels with similar content. For more details, visit Analytics in the YouTube Studio dashboard. Now, select the Audience tab, scroll down, and you'll see a box titled Channels Your Audience Watches. It'll take some time to build that list, so be patient and stick to it. You can further strengthen that bond with another channel through collaborations. It would behoove you to contact these creators to see if you can work together in some capacity. Whether through a shared video series or a community tab post, a little goodwill goes a long way. Now, I've met and gotten to know some amazing creators, I see you, Chelsea, over the years through collaborations and networking. This is not an option you should take lightly and can improve your growth trajectory tenfold sometimes. The best way to connect with that creator is through their About page on desktop. Yeah, you got to go to their channel, go to the About page. Now, provided the creator is open to being contacted, their email address will be visible there. You can also skip right to the source by engaging with them through comments on their videos. They'll appreciate that, by the way. So let's analyze and adapt to these YouTube analytics that we're going to learn about. Numbers and metrics aren't everyone's cup of tea and can leave some people feeling overwhelmed and frustrated. That's okay. Ease your way into it. YouTube provides raw data and near real-time feedback through the analytics portion of your dashboard. The first thing to understand on YouTube is subscribers and views are merely byproducts of watch time. Watch time is the key to growth. If you can't get viewers to watch your content, then expect your channel growth to stall or come at a snail's pace. Now, judging how well a video performs on the number of views is short-sighted here, folks, since you can measure success in other ways. For instance, are you selling more books? Have you gotten any new email subscribers? Are you driving more affiliate revenue? Or even better, are you fulfilling a sponsorship agreement? Love me some sponsorships, by the way. When your growth stalls, take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Now, what are some net metrics that YouTube Analytics doesn't measure? Think about that. Regardless of your goals and your success beyond the views on YouTube, you should still learn more about YouTube Analytics. YouTube's Creator Insider channel is a great resource for insights, updates, and relevant info on their platform. I pay closest attention to how well a video performs in the first 24 hours and the first week. With the frequency of uploads I make, I find it a waste to dwell on poor performing videos. It's going to happen. You're going to put out stinkers. Give your videos time to perform in the YouTube algorithm, and YouTube might reward you with additional traffic. If not, it's okay. You'll learn something in the process. The next area I pay close mind to is through the engagement tab of each video. Scroll down to see the section for audience retention. YouTube will provide you with a video player with a retention graph below the video. The higher the graph point, the more viewers watched. The lower the point, the more you lost them. It's up to you to review those sections where you see a drop-off, then figure out how you can avoid that drop-off on future videos. If you're paying close attention to your comments, viewers will tell you when they aren't happy with something. I get it a lot. That's why you shouldn't just ban someone because they disagree. They probably have a tip to improve viewer retention and increase the number of return viewers. All right, let's go into the part where people are like, show me the money, Dale. Show me the money. The YouTube Partner Program and selling more books. YouTube can help authors sell more books and earn more revenue if they just simply show up. The next practical step is telling your viewers you have books for sale and directing them to where you want. You do not need to be part of the YouTube Partner Program to earn money through YouTube. In fact, you could share your links in your descriptions, pen comments, and even comments that you answer. Couple that with a call to action in the video, and you're bound to sell a few books. Now, side note, you must present the full web address, including the https:// Once you post the URL, YouTube will create a link and truncate it so it looks clean. This feature isn't available for YouTube Shorts. They recently removed it. That's a vertical style video that's 59 seconds or less. I think you guys kind of know. It's kind of like TikTok, but on YouTube. In that case, verbally direct folks to click the link in your profile. You can add that in the customization tab in the YouTube Studio, by the way. To get even more options for linking viewers off platform, you must qualify for the YouTube Partner Program. Now, as mentioned previously, you're paid through ads served on your video, but you get even more based on the entry point into the program. Now, I want to just talk about the very basic entry point, because this is something that will help a lot of authors, and this is something that has rolled out over the last year. Not enough people are talking about this. Channels that have at least 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch time hours in the last year qualify for the basic level with no ad revenue. All right, you don't get their ad revenue, but trust me, ad revenue is not all that important, because this includes things like super chats, where viewers pay to get a special spotlight during a live stream, super stickers, viewers pay for a fancy animated sticker for live streams. I don't get it, but I still like it. Super thanks. Viewers watching YouTube videos can express their gratitude with a tip. And my favorite one, merch shelf. It integrates with Spreadshop, Spring, and Shopify. Hopefully you see where I'm going with this, because with the merch shelf, you can create shirts, stickers, hats, and other forms of swag. The biggest and best option for authors is the ability to sell your books below every video, kind of like this or this. There you go. Spring allows authors to sell their ebooks with a royalty rate of about 70% per sale. Now, Shopify fulfills almost everything, including ebooks and print books. You can integrate Shopify with companies like Lulu Direct, where you keep the net profits, only having to cover print costs and shipping. They manage the fulfillment for you. Love that. I like how I can set it up one time and then let the print-on-demand company manage all the sales fulfillment. Now, be aware that YouTube reviews all products sold through your merch shelf. They might accidentally block a perfectly good product. It happens. I had this occur with my ebooks made through Spring. Now, I simply reset the connection between Spring and YouTube, and then my ebook showed up with no problem whatsoever. Now, after doing that hard reset, I spoke with the YouTube support rep, where he stated account holders can appeal the decision when they reject something. To connect with YouTube support, click the comment bubble in the top right corner of YouTube Studio. All right, so this is all well and good. YouTube has played an integral part in many authors' lives, and I consider myself one of the fortunate few. While some naysayers would have you believe YouTube is saturated or dying, it's only their jaded viewpoint clouding the actual picture. This platform is ready for anyone to leverage for building a larger following and reaching a wider audience. Can authors succeed without YouTube? Sure. But why would you ignore an option that could exponentially increase the reach of your author brand? At least give it your best effort over the next couple of years. While I can't guarantee you overnight success or massive paychecks, I can assure you it's worthwhile. The friends and connections I've made are absolutely priceless, and I couldn't even quantify it if I tried. YouTube has had a massive impact on my career. Hearing from viewers who say my videos helped or changed them is incredibly rewarding. Whenever I feel dragged down by the trolls, I remind myself there are dozens, actually hundreds, if not thousands more, who would staunchly disagree. The best first practical step is to just start. Load up the fundamental elements like your channel name, profile picture, and channel banner. Then shoot a handful of videos, create decent thumbnails, and attract more viewers through keyword-rich titles. Once you're ready to pull the trigger, schedule your content out. Again, I recommend having 6 to 12 videos ready to go, so you should last the next month and a half to 3 months if you post weekly. This gives you a little bit of time and some breathing room. If you're ever strapped for time and don't want to learn how to edit videos, I highly recommend live streaming as the best alternative. I mean, this is a good example right now. It's a bit more nerve-wracking, I'll admit, but with practice, live streaming comes easier. I've found connecting with my audience through live videos is one of my absolute favorite ways to do video. That live interaction pumps me up and reminds me of what I'm doing this for. Now, after a few months, you should have a good understanding of what's working and what's not working. Video creators who are quick to adapt will produce fresh content to keep their subscribers engaged and draw in new viewers. You will inevitably hit a slow patch. I get them all the time, leaving you solely responsible for digging yourself out of that rut. Tap into free resources on YouTube and folks I mentioned before to get better at YouTube. Just learn it from the pros. Subscribing to a few of those channels is a good idea for deeper insights. Now, for free and premium video optimization tools, look into Morning Fame, TubeBuddy, or vidIQ. I've used all three tools for keyword research, search engine optimization, thumbnail split tests, and more. My preferred tool of the bunch is Morning Fame. You can get a free month when you use my referral link at dalelinks.com/morningfame. And by the way, there's no kickback for me. It's just a referral link. I get a free month. You get a free month. Yay. These tools are nice to have, but they're not necessities here, folks. Only invest when you can afford it. Speaking of free and premium resources, if you're looking to do your own graphics, consider free programs and software like GIMP or Photopea. Those I've used GIMP for years. I actually even had the opportunity to use Photoshop at one point or another. Never used it because I got so good at GIMP. Now, if you're fluent in Photoshop, run with it. Canva and BookBrush are two additional resources you can use for creating thumbnails for your videos. Now, for anyone else who doesn't want to manage that part of their business, look into freelance websites or referrals for that. I make no grandiose claims or over-the-top tickets to stardom through YouTube. Also, I get it. YouTube isn't for everyone, and that's fine. Before you dismiss it as an option, I encourage you to give it your best shot. Worst case scenario, you build a repository of content for your future readers to enjoy while you work on your next publication. Creating a successful YouTube channel for your business takes effort, but it can be worth it if it helps your author platform. So with all that said, I did a lot of bloviating. Now it's your time here, folks. I want to definitely open up the floor to you for a question and answer session, and I'm definitely keeping an eye on every single one of you here.
Oh, Dale, thank you so much. I love that photo. Is that like what is this, a fur collar? I don't know. I like it, though. It looks good.
It's my glamour shot. It's my glamour shot. I had to wrap up on that one because I'm sure after everybody got to see like my ugly face for a while, they were like, ooh, he actually dresses up quite nicely.
He has a fur scarf, at least. So there you go. Dale, thank you so much. I definitely have some egg on my face because I end every one of our videos with like, comment, subscribe, share, bookmark, print this out, tell your mom. So now I'm going to have to come with something a bit more concise because it makes so much sense. It's like, yeah, don't hit them with everything. Give them one actionable item.
I tell you, if you go back to my old videos, I did the same thing. I spend the first half minute of my video like going, this is Dale. I like to publish books and write. I wrote a lot of books. You should like and subscribe and don't forget to share it with your friends. And I noticed, like, here's the funny part here. Like I can share with you is go into your dashboard and look at your audience retention for those videos. When you're mentioning that, I promise you, you're going to see a dip. It'll just boom, like people just, they bounce. They don't want to see it. Just get to the point. That's really what they want to, have. And so to me, like, I think about it very strategically. So if I just delivered some killer nuggets, like, right now, hey, if you guys enjoy content like this, you should subscribe to Lulu because we've got a lot more videos coming out in the very near future that you're going to really enjoy. Don't front load it. I know there's a lot of experts that say front load it, but honestly, it reminds me of wrestling. You and I, have no wrestling. We're kind of loosely tied together.
About wrestling.
You ever see this wrestler that comes out and they clap right when they start the match? Stop that. I'm not going to clap for you. I don't know what you are. It's like having a waiter come up asking for a tip before they even served you.
Facts. Yeah, I was actually going to see if you were going to bring wrestling into this at some point, and I'm glad that you did.
I did. Roped it in.
Well, yeah, I think I appreciate that insight. And I also think you kind of talked about this with the trolls. People are going to come out of the woodwork and leave comments that are not always favorable at times, but I think also having a thick skin going into this and that audience retention, looking at the data and just, being able to roll with it. There are some things that I've done that I thought were very, very funny and they don't perform well. So you have to kind of understand, like you said, what your audience is coming for and what content is really resonating with them, and then give them more of that. So we'll hop into some questions here. Thank you everybody for joining us, and drop your questions in the Q&A. I see some of you have done that, and I'll get to those in a second. But first, Dale, you gave us such a master class for YouTube and what to do once you're in there. But I want to kind of go back to square one. If you don't even have an account, how does that start? You have to sign up with Google, get your Google email address, or if you're brand new to it, where can you start to kind of get started on this path today?
Man, oh gosh, I've done this numerous times, and you'd think I would remember it by memory perfectly. Something I didn't mention in my talk was I've actually had 3 fully monetized YouTube channels. I have a 4th one on the way here. I believe what you got to do is, you have to have like a Gmail account of some sort. So then you can sign in with that Gmail account onto YouTube. And at that point, it will allow you to open up a channel. You'll be able to see the options when you go into YouTube. You'll see your profile picture in the top right-hand corner. Click on that, and it'll say your channel. Click on the your channel part, and it'll go over there. And it'll also give you the option to go into YouTube Studio, which YouTube Studio is where you're going to want to do all of like the uploading and handling all the metadata. Great question, by the way.
Yes, yeah, and shout out to our audience. They were asking about that, and I was like, yeah, I guess if you are brand new to it. So yes, sign up. You have to have a Google or a Gmail account, and then that can start the ball rolling. And so Kevin had a question, and he's asking, can YouTube work if you've only written a couple of books?
Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, even if you're currently, you haven't even published your work just yet, start now, because there's no reason why you can't start generating buzz around your upcoming releases. It really is quite the opportunity. There's a lot of people that always stress about launching their first book. What I would say is try to integrate something, I'd say a year in advance of your first release, to where you get some type of traction. And, even if you get, let's say 100 subscribers that watch your content on a regular basis, that's 100 subscribers than 0. And then rather than going without. And again, you don't have to spend an inordinate amount of time to actually make this work. But at any level, whether you have no books or dozens of books, this can definitely work out for you.
Yeah, and I think to your point, people nowadays, there's so many vanity metrics or things you can see online, like, oh, this person has thousands of subscribers or 1 million. But if you have 100 subscribers, I always think about if you're in person and you could get 100 people to come and listen to what you were saying on a regular basis, that would be pretty impressive. So
that's a lot of people.
Right? I'll take 50, So I think, you get the double digits. That's pretty exciting, but you can't have 2 until you have 1, So you got to kind of start small and keep it going. So thank you, Kevin, for that question. And Pam,
Chelsea, I think you bring up a pretty good point that it's, think about that. If you see that number and you ever feel discouraged, don't compare yourself to Mr. Beast or PewDiePie. They're doing something completely different. But if you could start to quantify that in your brain, it excites you. It is a really amazing milestone. So when I hit 1,000 people, I was like, holy crap, I've got like a giant room full of people. You get up to the point of where I'm at like 87,000 plus subscribers over on the main channel. That's a freaking stadium full of people. What? I just did like freaking WrestleMania. That's how many people are there. So this is crazy. But my apologies. I had to interrupt you really quickly because I think there's a lot of people that unfortunately, when they start this, they become very deflated when they see that, oh, I only have 10 subscribers. Oh, I only have 100, or I only have 1,000. I've even heard some people like, I only have 10,000 subscribers. Only? Are you kidding me? That's a lot of freaking people.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, we were pretty thrilled when we were able to cross the 10,000 threshold, but it's just like writing a book. When you write your first book or publish it, or maybe your second or third, I mean, when you get 1 sale or 2 or 3, you have to really celebrate those successes and really learn and use that to refine what you're doing. And so I completely agree that, those numbers can be deflating when you see growth, but nothing happens overnight. And Dale said this, but it's about the long game and investing in yourself. And Pam is asking, do you have to have ads if that revenue stream is not important for you?
No, you do not. In fact, here's the beauty of it. Not many people realize this. This was probably about a couple years ago that YouTube had announced this, that non-monetized, non-partner program channels, they would start running ads on those. You wouldn't be able to collect it at all. They keep 100% of that revenue, whereas there's a 50-50 split for revenue with ads that are served on your channel. But here's the cool thing is when you do get into that partner program, you can get rid of those ads. I've got a good friend of mine, Marcus Campbell, fantastic YouTube creator. He actually he dissed me for putting, you know, ads on my stuff. He's like, it's taken away from the stuff that you could be selling and this and that. And I was like, that's great. But I ain't gonna lie to you. I like those YouTube AdSense revenue, you know, paychecks. If that doesn't resonate with you, if you don't want ads showing up on your stuff, you totally don't have to. And you can even limit the type of ads. And let's just say, for instance, there are some companies I do not want showing their ads over on my channel. I go into my AdSense dashboard and I can suppress their sites so they can never be able to put any of their ads over on my channel at all. That means I'm not accepting their money. They're not welcome. And it's a beautiful part of that. That's that process. By the way, learn that one from Nick Nemeth. Highly recommend. Go subscribe to him. He is a wealth of knowledge in the whole YouTube content creator space.
Excellent. Yeah, that was some great insight. And Pam, thank you for that question. And just a little shout out from Kevin said, thanks, Dale. I now understand better how I can use YouTube. It's not just about writing and selling books. No, it's not. It's about whatever you want to make it about and hopefully engaging with some folks along the way. Yeah. And Hannah is asking, to measure results, are you mainly using YouTube Analytics or do you have other tools you recommend?
Okay, so this is why I did the shameless little plug here, the referral link. I'm just gonna go back here real quick. Hang on. There we go. Morning Fame. That's the top one right there. Morning Fame. I use YouTube Analytics sometimes on my first week or two. And every now and then I'll dig in there and just try to figure out and do some research. So like when I looked at, you know, channels that were related to mine, I'll do that. But for the most part, Morning Fame breaks it down into like images and nice little stickers and stuff like that. And it gives you different achievements. It helps out with search engine optimization. I lean a lot on Morning Fame, to be honest, because they send out a weekly report and they also send a 24-hour report after a video has launched to tell you how well it's performed out of the last 50 videos. I love it because it tells me exactly when I'm doing something right and when I'm doing something wrong. I have published over 1,000 videos between 2 channels since 2016. I know, nuts, right? It's crazy. And there's some that are even, I've pulled, you know, to private. And all that to say this, that you'll get some wrong. And I just hope that some people understand that, you know, when a video launches and it flops, don't take it personally. Try to take a step back, figure out why didn't someone, you know, watch it. And Morning Fame, easiest way to do it. Again, you don't need it. YouTube Analytics can be a little overwhelming at times, but if you go over and check out a channel called Creator Insider, as I'd mentioned before, they have different short form videos that they will break apart and tear apart every little aspect of your analytics. So that way you can understand a little bit better.
Yeah. And another great thing about YouTube and trying to figure it out is people are making YouTube videos about how to use YouTube. So Creator Insider is a great one, but there's a ton of tutorials that I have used myself on how to really get into those analytics because they are really powerful, but like Dale said, overwhelming at times. All right. And thank you so much, Hannah, for that question. All right. And kind of a little bit on what we were just talking about, but Sloth Dreams Books and Publishing, who said they watch your videos all the time, shout out, are asking, are there any tools to help learn about keywords?
Keywords. This one's a good one. I mentioned TubeBuddy before. You can get a free plan on that one. And TubeBuddy is kind of, anybody in the world of self-publishing probably is familiar with Publisher Rocket. If you aren't, Google it up. Publisher Rocket essentially is great for when you're publishing things on that platform I'm not allowed to name on this webinar. And it really does help you kind of perfect things. Now, TubeBuddy is kind of the equivalent. It actually does help out with search engine optimization. So that's one of the best ways to do it. But what I'd say is you can use them for free, or you can even go into YouTube and rely on auto-suggest. So start typing out a keyword, wait, don't press enter, see what YouTube auto-suggests, and then you'll be able to see some great combinations of keywords and deviations you could potentially use. In fact, that's one of the best ways to actually build out your content is seeing what people are currently looking for and tapping into that. Once I find a good keyword, I hit enter and I see all the other videos that come up and I see how I could be able to fit into that area. How could I better serve the audience that is searching this up?
Yeah, great feedback. And you had mentioned during your presentation, just when you were starting out, looking at channels that were successful that might share an audience with you, but looking in the comments, I also find that to be just a wealth of information. I mean, it's similar to like when you're writing a book and doing research and you might look at reviews for similar books. There's so much that you can find out and glean about your target audience or what you hope your target audience would be in their feedback to videos that have already been created. So that was a great question and a great answer. So thank you for that. So Christopher is asking, are there videos of non-relevance to the book or author page recommended to post for the sake of adding entertainment content, especially if it reveals more about yourself?
Sure, sure. I don't want you to feel boxed in. If for some reason you want to do video content creation that doesn't directly tie into your author brand, just know that I've been down that dusty road. Doing a channel about self-publishing rather than doing a channel about fitness kind of bit me in the butt, and I really wish I'd done it. But thankfully, I'd burnt out about fitness, and I became so overly obsessed about self-publishing that it just ended up working in the long term. But if this is something that helps you creatively express yourself, don't deny it. Don't suppress that, because I think that you probably have a very unique voice that a lot of people want to hear, and then add to it when people watch your videos and they see that you do books. Oh my gosh. Yeah. If you've entertained or given some form of value, then chances are very likely they'll at least entertain the thought of reading your book or even checking it out at a local library. Highly recommend. Get your books in libraries, folks.
Yeah, great insight. And thank you for that question, Christopher. And yeah, I would say I love the tip that you gave about doing the 100 videos and just kind of trying it out. I mean, it sounds like a lot, but I think the core of it is just try a lot of different things, and hopefully you can really hone in on your audience and your angle through those experiments. So thanks for that question. All right, I'll do a last call for questions as we're getting to the end of the hour. And Sylvia has a very, very good question as well. How to overcome fear of the unknown, having a channel on YouTube for the first time. Great question.
Whew. Man, it's sometimes, let me liken it to my days back in the Boy Scouts. I did not know how to swim. I went to summer camp. They had this amazing Olympic-sized pool, and all of my friends were jumping into the pool and swimming, and I just weighed in at the other end of things. I was too scared of going out there. I was afraid of drowning at some point or another. And they're like, dude, you're not going to drown. Just jump in. You'll see. You will be able to do it. Just wave your arms and your hands. And so I just eventually just went over into the diving board. I looked down and I just plunged right into it. Now, is it going to get less scary over time? Absolutely. It does get less scary. But if you're an introvert, the very first thing I'm going to tell you is I'm an introvert. So typically I'm expending a lot of mental and physical energy into things. In fact, I'm drenched in sweat right now. It's going to happen, but if you can just pull the trigger and do it, what I would recommend is if you're really, really frightened of getting on camera, then start out with something very basic. A good friend of mine, Self-Pub with Andy. Andy does no face videos where he pretty much does like presentations like we just did here. He never shows his face because he doesn't like to be on camera. So find something that you can be able to produce that removes a little bit of that fear, or just do like what I did in Boy Scouts, jump right into that pool and hope for the best.
I like that. I mean, showing up is half the battle. So I love that advice and a very real world example of you doing that. So Sylvia, thank you so much for that question. That's a great question. It is very intimidating to put yourself out there, but if you're an author, you're already a little bit familiar with that. And I agree. I mean, the beauty of YouTube is it takes so many different formats. There are channels that are so successful of you never see anybody's face. I was telling someone the other day, why do I love watching hands make food? I don't know, but I do. So if you can get into doing something like that, your face doesn't have to be a part of it. Maybe it's your voice. So thank you so much. And actually, we do have a follow-up question. If you can stick around for just a second, Dale. So
you got me as long as you need.
Great, thank you. How do you get your books into libraries? So you mentioned how valuable that is. How can you get your books there?
Through places like Overdrive. Overdrive is a great selection. Hoopla is another one. Gosh, Palace Marketplace. There are some places you can go to get to those avenues, but out of respect to the hosts here, I don't want to start name dropping those ones. So
thank you. Thank you. Yeah, well, libraries are a great way to get your books out there. Obviously, Ingram is the largest wholesale catalog. A lot of times libraries buy from them. You can publish to Ingram from Lulu. There are different avenues to do that. So but definitely do your research.
Thank you for that, by the way. I totally forgot.
No.
I'm such a goon. I totally forgot about the Ingram distribution.
How many things can you be an expert at? You can't do it all. Christopher is just saying, I'm speaking at a local library next week on September 5th. Congrats. National Read a Book Day. Oh, nice. and I invested in a teleprompter that will take my videos to the next level. Well, congratulations and best of luck to you there, Christopher.
Let me show Christopher something really quick. So this whole presentation, I was doing it on my phone. Let me pull this off here so everybody gets to see exactly what I did. So I've got a DSLR camera, and this hooks on the front of the DSLR camera. And then you pull this out and you just put your phone right into that spot. And then you might have seen me pull this out in the video at some point or another. This is how I'm able to push it forward and run it back. And so I have bullet points and full scripts and such like that that I do with this. And I just run it along. I do it at my own speed. This probably ran me a little more than I probably wanted to spend. I know it was less than a couple $100. But there are other ways you can do it. I used to actually have a DIY teleprompter that I put on my camera. I went to Dollar Tree, not kidding you. I got foam core board, I got duct tape, and I got a picture frame. And I literally just made the version like this right here with like $3. So if teleprompters is what you're gonna need, go for it. It's not always essential. I will tell you that it requires a lot more work up front as opposed to just point, shoot, go live, or do whatever you want without having to worry about this script that is scrolling, and you're like going,
I didn't see your Dollar Tree affiliate link. That's what you should have put on there. How to PVC
my Dollar Tree.
your setup.
All right, make a lot of revenue out of that $3.
That's right. Yeah. Well, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope that you learned a lot. I learned a lot. And Dale, where should people connect with you? I did drop your YouTube channel. I will drop that again at Dale L. Roberts. Go check him out. Subscribe. I will only tell you to subscribe, not like, comment, and share. You can do that in your own time. But please subscribe. He has so many great resources and constantly putting things out about publishing and self-publishing. It's really been a tremendous resource for us, and I know it will be for you as well. Dale, any parting thoughts or anywhere else that folks can connect with you?
You've got the QR code that's on the screen, or you can just simply look up over on YouTube, Self-Publishing with Dale, and you'll find my 2 different channels that will be pulled up there. I am immensely grateful for you bringing me on here. Folks, don't show up to my channel, expect to see more video tutorials about YouTube. That's not my bag. That's not my thing. This is a unique opportunity that I won't be doing anywhere else. So that.
Yes, and we so appreciate it. There's nobody better to talk to people in the self-publishing realm about YouTube than you, Dale. So our immense gratitude to you for taking the time. And I know the hours in advance to prepare this presentation for us. So thank you so much. You're getting a lot of love in the chat. We appreciate it. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in today. Good luck. I hope to see you all on the YouTubes out there. And thank you for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we will see you next time. And thank you again, Dale. Have a great afternoon, everybody. Bye-bye.